Right now, as you're rewatching this, a monster winter storm is barreling toward your home, and what meteorologists discovered in the last 12 hours changes everything. Are you in the danger zone? In the next 60 seconds, I am going to show you the 3 states that will be hit hardest and why your city might have just been added to the catastrophic ice zone. But here is what nobody else telling you: the storm just shifted. And that shift could mean the difference between a snow day and weeks without power. Temperatures are dropping to 30 degrees below zero. Wind chills? Try 60 below zero. That is cold enough to cause frostbite in under 5 minutes. And this isn't just hitting Montana or North Dakota. This Arctic blast is diving all the way into Texas, Louisiana, and Georgia. Here is your reward for staying with me. By the 30-second mark, I promised you to know if you were in danger. So let me be direct. If you live anywhere from Arizona to Maine, from Texas to New York, you need to hear this forecast. This is the largest winter storm watch area in United States history. It stretches across 29 states. Let me say that again. 29 states under winter alerts right now. But which states are about to get destroyed? Let me break it down for you, county by county, city by city, because the models just shifted, and some of you who thought you were safe, you're not anymore. Let's start in Texas. Dallas-Fort Worth, you were looking at a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of ice. Now, I know what you're thinking. 1/2 inch doesn't sound like much, but let me paint you a picture. A 1/4 inch of ice can snap tree branches. 1/2 inch, that's enough to bring down power lines. And when was the last time Texas had a winter storm? Remember February 2021? This could be worse. Austin, San Antonio, Houston, you're not off the hook either. Freezing rain is spreading south. Even if you only get a light glaze, your roads will become ice rinks. And here's the kicker. Most Texas cities, Don T, have enough salt trucks to handle this. They are not equipped for what's coming. Now let's talk Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, you are in for 12 to 18 inches of snow. 18 inches. When was the last time Oklahoma saw a 1.5 feet of snow? This is going to shut down your cities for days. The Panhandle? Even worse. Some models show 20+ inches. But here's where it gets really dangerous. Remember I mentioned ice? There's a narrow band stretching from eastern Oklahoma through Arkansas into Tennessee and Mississippi where something catastrophic is about to happen. We're talking about ice storm warnings, not advisories, not watches, warnings. And the ice accumulation in this zone? Over 1 inch in some spots. Let me explain what 1 inch of ice means. It means trees that have stood for 100 years will snap like toothpicks. It means power lines will collapse under the weight. It means some of you could be without electricity for a week, maybe longer. In late January, with temperatures in the teens, Arkansas, I need you to pay very close attention. Little Rock, you are directly in the bullseye. The National Weather Service is forecasting 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ice accumulation. Conway, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, same story. Northern Arkansas near Mountain Home and Fayetteville, you're getting a different nightmare. 12 inches of snow on top of ice underneath. Here's something crazy that just happened. 12 hours ago, Memphis thought they'd dodge the worst of this. Then the models shifted south. Now Memphis is under an ice storm warning. Catastrophic ice is expected. Tupelo, Mississippi, same thing. Northern Mississippi wasn't even in the danger zone yesterday. Today, ice storm warning. And Nashville, here's your plot twist. Yesterday, forecasters thought you to see mostly snow. Today, the ice risk is increasing. You could see freezing rain mixing in. That is actually worse than pure snow because ice doesn't melt. It accumulates. It weighs down everything. Power outages are likely, and I'm not talking about a few hours. I am talking days. But wait, there's more. And this is important. Atlanta, you need to prepare for ice. I am not saying it's guaranteed, but the storm keeps trending south. Winter storm watches are now in effect for northern Georgia. Athens, Gainesville, even parts of metro Atlanta could see ice accumulation. A 1/4 inch is possible. And for a city that shuts down with a dusting of snow, a 1/4 inch of ice is a disaster. Charlotte, North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, you are next. Cold air damming is setting up. You know what that means? Cold air gets trapped against the mountains. Warm air rides over the top, and precipitation falls through that cold layer and freezes on contact. This is textbook ice storm setup. Expect a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. Raleigh, Durham, the Triangle area. You are in a tricky spot. You might start as ice, transition to sleet, maybe see some snow at the end. But that initial ice, that is what's going to cause the problems. Power outages are likely across central North Carolina. Now let us jump to Missouri. St. Louis, you're looking at 5 to 10 inches of snow. Kansas City, same ballpark, but here's what is interesting. Southern Missouri near Springfield, that is where snow totals could hit 12 to 15 inches because you're right on that northern edge of the heavier snow band. Illinois, Chicago, you're getting clipped by this. Not a major hit, but 3 to 6 inches of snow is likely. Peoria, Springfield, Champaign, you are looking at 6 to 10 inches. And in southern Illinois near Carbondale, you could see mixing, some ice, some snow. It's going to be messy. Indiana and Ohio, buckle up. Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Louisville, you're all looking at significant snow. We are talking 8 to 12 inches. Some areas could see 15 inches. This is a major winter storm for the Ohio Valley, and it's going to last. This isn't a quick hit. This is a 2-day event. Kentucky, you're getting the full menu. Western Kentucky, ice. Central Kentucky, snow and ice mixing. Eastern Kentucky, heavy snow. Lexington could see 10 inches. Louisville might see 8 to 12 inches with some ice mixing in. West Virginia, this is your time to shine or freeze. Morgantown, Charleston, you are looking at 12 to 18 inches of snow. The mountains could see 2 feet. This is going to be epic snow for West Virginia, but also dangerous. Travel will be impossible. Virginia, let's just split you in two. Northern Virginia near D.C., you're getting snow. 8 to 12 inches, maybe more. Richmond, you're in that transition zone. Could be snow, could be ice, could be both. Southwestern Virginia, heavy snow. A foot or more. Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, you are all in the heavy snow zone. D.C. could see 10 to 15 inches. Baltimore, same story. This is going to be the biggest snow many of you have seen in years, and it's coming Saturday night into Sunday. Pennsylvania, you are getting crushed. Philadelphia, you're looking at 12 to 18 inches of snow, maybe 2 feet. Pittsburgh, 8 to 12 inches. Harrisburg, State College, Scranton, all seeing significant snow. A foot or more. This is a paralyzing snowstorm for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, especially South Jersey. You in the jackpot zone. Newark, Trenton, you could see 15 to 20 inches. Atlantic City, 12 to 18 inches. This is a historic snow event for the Garden State. New York, let me break this down by region. New York City, 10 to 15 inches likely. Long Island could see 18 inches to 2 feet. Upstate New York near Syracuse and Buffalo, you're used to snow, but you're still getting 6 to 10 inches. The Hudson Valley, 12 inches or more. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, you're all getting hammered. Hartford, Providence, Boston, you're all looking at 1 to 2 feet of snow. This is the biggest snowstorm New England has seen in 5 years. Maybe longer. Boston hasn't had a 2-foot snow in years. You might get it this weekend. Vermont and New Hampshire, the mountains could see 30 inches. That's right, 30 inches. 2.5 feet of snow. Ski resorts are going to be thrilled. But for everyone else, travel is going to be impossible. Maine, you are getting the tail end, but it's still significant. Portland could see 8 to 12 inches. Inland areas, 12 to 18 inches. Now, I haven't forgotten about you, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan. You're all getting hit too. Kansas, especially eastern Kansas, you are looking at 6 to 12 inches of snow. Wichita, Topeka, you are in the zone. Nebraska, Omaha, Lincoln, 3 to 8 inches. Iowa, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, 4 to 8 inches. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Madison, you are getting clipped. 3 to 6 inches. Michigan, Detroit, Grand Rapids, 2 to 5 inches. Not huge for you, but still impactful. South Dakota and North Dakota, here's your special hell. You're not getting much snow from this storm. You know what you are getting? The coldest air of the season. Temperatures 30 below zero. Wind chills 60 below zero. That is life-threatening cold. Frostbite in minutes. Hypothermia in less than an hour without proper clothing. Montana and Wyoming, same story. Brutal cold, some snow. But that cold is going to spread south and east. And that's why this ice storm is going to be so devastating. Because after the ice falls, the cold air arrives. And that ice isn't melting for days. Now here's something nobody is talking about. After the storm passes, the cold sticks around. We're not talking about a quick warm-up. Temperatures across the south will stay below freezing for 3 to 5 days. That means ice on the roads, ice on the trees, ice on the power lines. It all stays frozen. And here's your first plot twist of the video. Some of you are going to get hit twice. The storm comes through Saturday and Sunday. You get your snow, you get your ice, but then Monday and Tuesday, another system. More freezing rain for Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas. This is a 1-2 punch. Let me tell you what happens in an ice storm, because if you've never been through one, you don't understand. First, the freezing rain starts. It sounds like rain hitting your windows, but it's freezing on contact. Your car, covered in a shell of ice. Your driveway, a skating rink. The roads, impassable. Then the power starts to go out. First, it's just a flicker. Then it goes out for real. Tree branches are snapping. You can hear them cracking like gunshots. Power lines are coming down. Transformers are exploding. The whole neighborhood goes dark. And then the cold sets in. Because remember, this is happening in January. Nighttime temperatures in the teens. Your house starts to cool down. If you don't have a backup heat source, you are in trouble. This is why people die in ice storms. Not from the ice itself, but from the cold afterward. Now let me give you the good news. You still have time to prepare. Today is Thursday. The storm doesn't really get going until Friday afternoon, so you have today and tomorrow morning to get ready. Here's what you need to do right now. Water. You need at least 1 gallon per person per day. If the power goes out, your water might not work. Fill up bathtubs, fill up containers, get bottled water, food, non-perishable items, stuff you can eat cold if you have to. Peanut butter, crackers, canned goods, protein bars. Don't rely on your refrigerator. If the power goes out, that food will spoil. Heat. If you have a fireplace, stock up on wood. If you have a generator, get fuel. If you have nothing, find out where your local warming centers are. Seriously, this is life and death in some areas. Medications. If you take daily medications, make sure you have enough. Pharmacies might be closed for days. Cash. ATMs want to work without power. Have cash on hand. Charge everything. Your phone, your laptop, your tablets. Get external battery packs charged up. Communication is critical. Your car. Fill up your gas tank. Keep a winter survival kit in your vehicle. Blankets, snacks, water, flashlight, first aid kit. If you get stranded, you need supplies. And here's the most important thing. Stay home. Do not travel during this storm. I don't care if you have 4-wheel drive. I don't care if you were a great driver. ICE doesn't care about your driving skills. Stay off the roads from Friday afternoon through Sunday. Now, at the 5-minute mark, I promised you something. I promised I'd tell you exactly what this storm is going to do. So, here it is. This is a historic winter storm, the largest winter weather event to hit the United States in years. It's going to impact 29 states. It's going to drop 2 feet of snow in some areas. It's going to coat other areas in catastrophic ice. The damage is going to be in the billions of dollars. Power outages will affect millions of people. Some areas won't have power for a week. Roads will be impassable for days. This is not a drill. This is not hype. This is real. But here's the thing. You can get through this if you prepare now, if you take this seriously, if you don't take unnecessary risks. And here's your second plot twist. The storm models are still shifting. What I told you today might change by tonight. This is a dynamic situation. The storm is still developing, so you need to stay updated. Comment below with your city and state. Tell me where you were watching from. I'll give you a personalized forecast in the comments. Are you in Dallas, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, St. Louis, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston? Tell me where you are, because here's what's going to happen over the next 72 hours. Friday afternoon, the storm begins. Freezing rain starts in Texas and Oklahoma. By Friday night, the ice storm is in full force across Arkansas. Saturday morning, heavy snow develops from Oklahoma to Ohio. Saturday afternoon, the Northeast gets involved. Saturday night, the heaviest snow hits Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, New England. Sunday morning, the storm starts to wind down, but impacts continue for days. And here's something critical. This isn't just about snow totals or ice accumulation. This is about timing. This storm is hitting on a weekend. That is actually good because people aren't commuting to work, but it also means emergency crews have fewer resources. It means stores might not restock. It means you need to be prepared before Friday. Let me tell you about February 2021 in Texas. Remember that? The power grid failed. People froze to death in their homes, not because of the snow, because of the ice, because power lines came down and stayed down, and it was cold. Just like this is going to be cold, this storm has the potential to be worse because it is covering a larger area, because the ice accumulation is higher, because the cold air is more intense. But you know what? Texas learned from that. Arkansas learned. Oklahoma learned. The power companies have better plans now. Cities have more salt trucks. Emergency management is better prepared. So while this storm is going to be bad, we better equipped to handle it than we were 4 years ago. Still, you can rely on the government to save you. You can rely on the power company. You have to take care of yourself and your family. Now, here's something interesting. After this storm, there is going to be a brief warm-up. Tuesday and Wednesday next week, temperatures might get above freezing in the south. That ice will finally start to melt, power will start to be restored, roads will clear, but then, and this is your third plot twist, another storm system is possible by the end of next week. Nothing is set in stone yet, but the pattern is locked in. Cold air, storm systems, winter weather. This could be an active pattern for the next 2 weeks. So even after you survive this storm, stay vigilant, stay prepared, because winter isn't done with us yet. Let me give you forecasts for a few more specific cities. Shreveport, Louisiana, you are looking at ice, potentially a lot of ice, half an inch is possible. Monroe, same story. Baton Rouge and New Orleans, you are on the southern fringe. You might see some cold rain, maybe a little sleet mixing in, but the worst stays north of you. Jackson, Mississippi, you are in a tough spot. Ice is likely, a quarter to half an inch. Power outages are expected. Birmingham, Alabama, you are a borderline. Could be ice, could be just cold rain, depends on how far south the cold air gets. Huntsville, you are more likely to see ice. Northern Alabama is in the warning area. Knoxville, Tennessee, you are getting snow and ice. Probably 6 to 10 inches of snow with ice underneath. Chattanooga, similar situation. The Tennessee Valley is going to be a mess. Greenville, North Carolina, Wilmington, you are on the eastern edge. You might see some mixing, some ice, some rain. It's going to be close. Columbia, South Carolina, you are probably staying too warm for winter weather, but upstate South Carolina near Greenville and Spartanburg, ice is coming. Richmond, Virginia, you are in that transition zone I mentioned. Could go either way. Stay updated. And here's the thing. I could give you a forecast for every single city in America, but the truth is, this storm is still evolving. What I'm telling you right now is based on the latest model data as of this morning. By tonight, it could change. By tomorrow, it could change again. That's why you need to stay updated. That is why you need to check the forecast multiple times a day. That is why you need to be flexible with your plans. Now, let me tell you what to expect hour by hour for the hardest hit areas. Let's say you are in Little Rock, Arkansas. Friday afternoon, light freezing rain begins. By Friday evening, it is moderate freezing rain. By Friday night, it is heavy freezing rain. This continues through Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, it might mix with sleet. By Saturday night, the precipitation is ending, but the damage is done. Ice is everywhere. If you are in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Friday afternoon, light freezing rain. Friday evening, mixing with snow. Friday night, change over to all snow. Heavy snow Saturday morning. Snow continues through Saturday afternoon. By Saturday evening, it's winding down. You're left with 15 inches of snow and ice underneath. If you are in Philadelphia, Saturday afternoon, clouds increase. Saturday evening, snow begins. Saturday night, heavy snow. By midnight, you have 6 inches. By sunrise Sunday, you have 12 inches. By Sunday afternoon, you might have 18 inches. Then it ends, but the snow is heavy and wet. Power outages from tree damage are likely. If you in Boston, similar timeline starts later Saturday night. Heavy snow Sunday morning, could be 2 feet by Sunday evening. This is a crippling snowstorm for New England, and here's your final plot twist. Some computer models are showing that this storm could stall. Instead of moving out quickly, it could slow down. That would mean even more snow, even more ice, even longer duration. That's the worst case scenario, and right now, it's looking more likely. So what is the bottom line? This is a historic winter storm. It's going to affect you whether you in Texas or Maine. It's going to bring snow, ice, and dangerous cold. You need to prepare today. You need to stay home during the storm. And you need to stay updated because this forecast is still changing. Comment below with where you live. I'll personally respond with your specific forecast. Are you ready? Are you prepared? What are you most worried about? Let me know. And remember, this storm is happening this weekend. By Monday, it'll be over, but the impacts will last for days, maybe weeks in some areas. Stay safe out there. Take care of your neighbors. Check on the elderly. And whatever you do, don't underestimate this storm. The best part of this forecast, I'm going to be tracking this storm live all weekend long. I'll have updates every few hours. I'll answer your questions. I'll show you the radar in real time, so make sure you re-following along, because this is one storm you don't want to miss. Well, you do want to miss it, but if you can miss it, at least be informed about it. One more thing before I go. After this storm, we need to talk about what comes next, because this pattern isn't breaking anytime soon. More cold, more storms, more winter weather. The next 4 weeks could be very active, so stay tuned, stay prepared, and stay warm. Now let me give you even more specific details, because you deserve to know exactly what's heading your way. Arizona and New Mexico, I haven't forgotten about you. Flagstaff, you're looking at 8 to 15 inches of snow. The high country could see 20 inches. Albuquerque, you are on the edge, 4 to 8 inches likely. This is significant for the southwest Colorado. You're getting the cold but not much snow from this particular storm. Denver might see 2 to 4 inches, but those temperatures, single digits for highs, below zero for lows. The cold is the story for you. Kansas, let me be more specific. Wichita, you're looking at 6 to 10 inches. Dodge City, 8 to 12 inches. Topeka and Lawrence, 8 to 12 inches as well. This is going to be a major snow event for Kansas. Interstate 70 will be impassable at times. Nebraska, Omaha, Lincoln, Grand Island, you are all in the 4 to 8 inch range. Not catastrophic, but enough to make travel very difficult. And the cold behind this, brutal. Teens for highs next week. Iowa, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Davenport, you are looking at 5 to 9 inches. The eastern part of the state gets hit harder than the west. Iowa City could see 10 inches. Minnesota, you are mostly missing the snow from this storm. Minneapolis might see 2 to 4 inches, but you are getting that Arctic air. 30 below zero is possible in northern Minnesota. That's dangerous cold. Wisconsin, let me break it down. Milwaukee, 3 to 6 inches. Madison, 4 to 8 inches. Green Bay, 2 to 5 inches. La Crosse in the southwest could see 8 inches because you are closer to that heavy band. Michigan, Detroit, you are looking at 3 to 6 inches. Grand Rapids, 4 to 8 inches. The Upper Peninsula, you are used to snow, but you will still get 6 to 10 inches from this. Now let me talk about the highways, because this is important for anyone who absolutely has to travel. Interstate 35 from Texas through Oklahoma into Kansas, closed at times. Don't even try it. Interstate 40 from Oklahoma through Arkansas into Tennessee, same thing, impassable. Interstate 55 from Arkansas through Missouri into Illinois, heavy snow and ice, very dangerous. Interstate 64 across southern Indiana and Illinois into Kentucky, major problems. Interstate 70 from Kansas through Missouri into Illinois, snow-covered and treacherous. Interstate 81 through Virginia and into Pennsylvania, heavy snow. Whiteout conditions likely. Interstate 95 from Virginia through Maryland, Delaware into the northeast. This is going to be a parking lot. The entire East Coast corridor will be shut down. Interstate 90 across New York and into New England. Heavy snow, very slow travel at best. And the Pennsylvania Turnpike? Forget about it. Closed sections are likely. Airlines are already canceling flights. If you have travel plans this weekend, cancel them now. Don't wait. Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, George Bush, Houston, Will Rogers, Oklahoma City. They all going to have major delays and cancellations Friday and Saturday. Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Birmingham, Atlanta, Charlotte, all impacted. If your flight is Saturday or Sunday, it's probably getting canceled. Chicago, O'Hare, Midway, already seeing preemptive cancellations. St. Louis, Lambert, same thing. And the Northeast? Philadelphia International, Newark, JFK, LaGuardia, Boston, Logan, all preparing for a shutdown Sunday. If you are flying this weekend, assume your flight is canceled and plan accordingly. Now let me talk about what happens after the storm, because the storm itself is only part of the problem. The cleanup is going to take days, maybe weeks in some areas. Power companies are pre-positioning crews. They bringing in workers from other states, but it's not going to be enough. If you lose power in Arkansas or Mississippi or Tennessee, you could be without power for 5 to 7 days. That's not a guess. That's what happened in previous ice storms. And this one is going to be worse in some areas. 1 inch of ice is catastrophic. It destroys infrastructure. Trees that survive will have permanent damage. Ice weighs down the branches until they snap. Even after the ice melts, you'll see broken branches everywhere. And when those branches fall, they take power lines with them. Your roof. If you have ice dams, your roof could leak. Make sure your gutters are clear. Make sure you have a way to safely remove snow and ice if needed. But be careful. Don't to go on your roof during the storm. That's how people die. Pipes. Frozen pipes are going to be a huge problem, especially if you lose power. Let your faucets drip. Open cabinet doors under sinks to let warm air circulate. If your pipes freeze, you could have thousands of dollars in damage when they burst. Your pets. Bring them inside. This is too cold for animals to be outside. Even dogs that are usually outdoor dogs need to be inside during this. Frostbite affects animals too. Livestock. If you have livestock, make sure they have shelter. Make sure their water isn't frozen. This cold can kill animals quickly. Farmers and ranchers, you know what to do. But don't underestimate this cold. Now let me address some specific concerns. Schools are going to be closed. That SA given. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe even Tuesday in some areas. If you have kids, plan for them to be home. Plan activities, plan meals. This is going to be a long weekend. Businesses are going to close. Don't expect stores to be open Sunday, maybe not even Monday. Stock up today and tomorrow. After that, you're on your own until the storm passes. Emergency services will be limited. Ambulances might not be able to reach you. Fire trucks might not be able to respond. If you have a medical emergency during the storm, you could be in serious trouble. This is why preparation is so critical. Hospitals are preparing for a surge. They restocking up on supplies. They making sure their generators work. They calling in extra staff because they know what's coming. Heart attacks from shoveling snow, car accidents, hypothermia, falls on ice. Emergency rooms are going to be packed. Now let me give you some winter survival tips. If you lose power and have no heat, close off rooms you are not using. Huddle together in one room. Body heat matters. Wear layers, hat, gloves, coat, even inside. You lose most of your heat through your head. If you have to go outside, limit your exposure. Frostbite can happen in 10 minutes in these temperatures. Know the signs. Numbness, white or grayish skin, firm or waxy skin. If you see these signs, get inside immediately and warm up gradually. Don't use hot water. That can cause more damage. Hypothermia is even more dangerous. Shivering, confusion, slurred speech, drowsiness. If someone shows these signs, call 911 immediately if you can. Get them warm. Remove wet clothing. Wrap them in blankets. Carbon monoxide poisoning is another risk. If you're reusing a generator, keep it outside, away from windows and doors. Never run it in your garage or basement. People die every winter from carbon monoxide poisoning because they bring generators inside. Don't be a statistic. If you are using a fireplace, make sure your chimney is clear. Make sure you have working smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Change the batteries if you haven't recently. Space heaters. If you're reusing them, keep them away from curtains, furniture, anything that can burn. Never leave them unattended. Plug them directly into the wall, not into extension cords. Candles. They a fire hazard. Use flashlights instead. If you must use candles, never leave them unattended. Keep them away from anything flammable and blow them out before you go to sleep. Now let's talk about your vehicle. If you have to drive, and I really hope you don't, here's what you need to know. Clear all the snow and ice off your vehicle, not just the windshield, the whole car. Snow flying off your roof can cause accidents. Drive slow, I mean really slow. Ice doesn't care about your four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive helps you go. It doesn't help you stop. And on ice, stopping is the problem. Increase your following distance, way more than you think. On ice, it can take 10 times longer to stop. Keep space between you and the car ahead. If you start to slide, don't panic. Take your foot off the gas. Don't brake hard. Steer in the direction you want to go and pray. Honestly, just stay home. It's not worth it. Now, here's something most people don't think about. Communication. If cell towers lose power, your phone might not work. Have a backup plan, a landline if you still have one, a battery-powered radio. Know how to contact family members if the cell network goes down. Have a meeting place. If you get separated from family members during the storm, where will you meet? Plan this now. Don't assume you'll be able to call or text. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors, people living alone. They might need help. They might need supplies. This is when communities come together. Be a good neighbor. And finally, mental health. Being stuck inside for days during a winter storm is hard. It's stressful. It's isolating, especially if you lose power. Have books, games, activities ready. Have ways to stay busy. This will help with the stress. But also, give yourself grace. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay to be worried. This is a serious situation. Just don't let the stress paralyze you. Use it to motivate you to prepare. Now, I want to address one more thing: climate change. Some of you are thinking, how can we have a winter storm like this if the planet is warming? Here's the thing. Climate change doesn't mean no more winter. It means more extreme weather, bigger storms, more intense events. This is exactly what climate scientists have been predicting. The jet stream is getting wonkier. It's dipping further south. It's bringing Arctic air to places that don't usually see it. And when that cold air meets moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, you get storms like this. Bigger, badder, more destructive. This isn't the last winter storm like this. It's part of a pattern. We are going to see more of these. More extreme cold, more extreme snow, more extreme ice. That's the reality. So we need to be prepared. We need to take these storms seriously. What's that? And that brings me to my final point. Take this storm seriously. I know I have said it before, but I am saying it again. This is not hype. This is not media sensationalism. This is real. This is dangerous. This is historic. People are going to die from this storm. That is not being dramatic. That is being realistic. People will die in car accidents. People will die from hypothermia. People will die from carbon monoxide poisoning. People will die from heart attacks while shoveling snow. It happens every major winter storm. Dawn to be one of them. Prepare now. Stay home during the storm. Make smart decisions. Your life is worth more than any trip to the store. Your life is worth more than trying to make it to work. So here's my final call to action. Comment below with your location. Tell me your city and state. I will respond with your specific forecast. I'll tell you what to expect. I'll tell you when it's coming, and I'll tell you how to prepare. This is your community. We all in this together. Let's help each other. Share information, share resources, share forecasts. The more informed we are, the safer we'll be. And remember, this storm is just the beginning. Winter isn't over. More cold is coming. More storms are possible. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, stay safe. The storm begins in less than 24 hours. By this time tomorrow, it will be underway. By Saturday, it will be in full force. By Sunday, it will be winding down. But the impacts will last for days, maybe weeks. Are you ready? I hope so. Because ready or not, this storm is coming. It's massive. It is powerful. It is dangerous. But if you prepare, if you re-smart, if you re-careful, you will get through it. We all will. Now go, prepare, stock up, charge your devices, fill your gas tank, check on your neighbors, bring in your pets, and get ready. This storm is